Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Whenever you're watching this video, I appreciate the support, Cuzzy. My name is Joe Josh. Go by iChart Daily. Today is Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. Wanted to hop on YouTube, give you guys another quick Bitcoin technical analysis update. I see some things playing out, so I wanted to project them to you. First things first, this is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. We're just bouncing a couple of hypotheticals here, right? So, I've been doing technical analysis for 17 years now, coming in March. I was taught this process by my father. He was an options trader for almost 30 years, and it's always after news and trusted charts. I'm trying to teach you a process that eliminates the noise, eliminates the emotions, eliminates the uncertainty and doubt, and strictly bases their trading, once again, not financial advice, but you base your trading off of facts and what the chart is telling you. The best advice I could give you before I get into it is look at the chart, don't look at the ticker. So let's go into the long to midterm, and then we'll go to the short term. The best advice I could give anyone, once again, I've been in crypto for 9 years doing technical analysis on Bitcoin since like here. So I know a lot about the chart, know a lot about the trends, I know a lot about the history. The most important thing, and I was telling one of my buddies, that's a mid to long term investor, doesn't care about all the noise, all the hype. The only thing that he cares about is ROI. And that's the most important thing, right? Is what's my return on investment. So most people are looking for a year or longer play so that they can pay the least amount of capital gains if they were to take profit. As you can see here, there are waves, and the waves happen between these orange lines. The orange lines is the halvening. So the next one is around March, April, May 2024, depending on how many blocks. Go through the network, do your homework, and you can see the impact of this, of this, of this. The most important thing is these waves are getting lower and lower each time. So do I think we still have room to go from orange line to like 85 to 100,000? Of course. There's a mathematical equation that you could do that'll show you that. So now is a great time, not financial advice, now is a great time. If you're looking to buy and hold, you don't know much about crypto, you're just looking to get the gains and slap high fives with all your buddies when the peak does come in mid-2024, then now's the best time. You could just clearly see if you bought a little bit before the orange line, a little bit before the orange line, a little bit before the orange line, and we're here. We're a little bit before the orange line. Another thing that you could look at is two indicators that I've trusted for over 16 years now is a MACD and an RSI. These tell you momentum, and this tells you if the asset's overbought or oversold. You could clearly see, just based off the facts, we're pointing up, showing me that we are potentially in a bull market. And the reason why I say that is we're on a monthly chart. Long-term trends predict short-term outcomes, and when this has happened in the past, previous to the halvening, you've seen nice pumps thereafter, right? So long-term trends will predict short-term outcomes. If the monthly chart is looking good on the MACD and is not extremely overbought yet on the RSI, that means we have room to grow. If we have room to grow on a monthly chart, you're expecting more green weeks out of the month than red ones. So we're looking at a weekly chart. One trend that I've noticed on the weekly chart is when we're bullish on the monthly and we're in technically a bull market, meaning that the highs and the lows are going to continuously get higher. That's what bull market means, right? There's always consolidations, but the lows and the highs continuously get higher during that momentum move, during that swing. So during the bull market phase, when the MACD and the RSI are both in section A, they're both pointing up. They both have room to grow. On the weekly chart, I've noticed that the 11 and 21-day moving average has been used as support during the bull markets and resistance during the bear markets. Once again, we just confirmed that we are in bull market territory, a couple months away from the halvening, with indicators confirming it. Not my opinion, Cuzzy. So once again, do your homework. Here's the 3,000 to the 14,000. Here's the 200 to the 20,000. Here's the $5 to the 1,200. Yeah, you could throw up when I talk about those prices because you're never getting it again. So here we are. Once again, did it lie to us? We went from 48 to, I mean, you can't really count this 50,000 wick because there was massive selling pressure and only stood there for literally a day or two. So literally from 43 to 45,000 down to, look at that, 38,000. That's why I said this was going to be my first level. Now, once again, technical analysis is like chess, cuzzy, right? If I knew exactly what was going to happen, you wouldn't see or hear from me ever again. I'd be on some island somewhere. I'm really good at calling what could happen. I'm really good at chess, so I'm good at preparing for the what ifs and the maybes. And because I'm good at understanding the what ifs and the maybes, I'm good at setting alerts, stop losses, and understanding my risk reward. That's all we're trying to do. So once again, for long-term investors and mid-term investors, your ROI and your risk reward is at a perfect point. It's at, even if it's in the 40 to 50,000 range, if I say Bitcoin could go to just its all-time high, maybe 20 to 30% above that, you're looking at a 2x. Great. Clap your hands. It's very easy, right? Make trading easy. Now, for the mid to the short term, you're always looking for consolidation so that you could accumulate Bitcoin at the next best price. The next best price was technically anywhere from 40 to 38,000, and we are still preparing for technically something a little bit lower, maybe to the 38,000 to the 35,000. I'll explain why. Once again, it's chess, not checkers, homies. So I could prepare for the next move, and we did, and we killed it, right? The next move was the falling wedge breaking to the upside. I called the price of around 44,000 to 45,000, right around here, the meat and potatoes. And I said what I was going to be lining up to see if that run is particularly over, right? You have to delete the trend lines when it's over. As I'm going to look at the daily RSI. I want to see if the daily RSI is close to the 70, if we're still getting bullish divergence, and if the run is over. You could clearly see in this trend, this green trend right here, if I go to like a 6-hour, you could see the waves are now going up, right? We went from 38,000 to 39.6, went up, came down, double bottom to the 41.5, went up, came down, again, 41 in, okay, came down. So now what we're looking for is hidden bearish divergence on the shorter time frames to see if the run is over. And what will happen is the price will stall, right? And I'm once again, these are hypotheticals, right? But you have to look at the hypotheticals, set alerts, and then once poo-poo hits the fan, either up or down, I know exactly where the play is to the upside or where the play is to the downside. Then it's speculation thereafter, right? So I knew this was going to play out. Now we needed to see if we were going to make a lower high, right, to this 46 to 50,000, or if we were going to make the same high, or if we were going to make a higher high. All three scenarios help me understand, once again, the next 2-3 moves thereafter. The first thing that I was looking at is this, right? If this death crosses, trend goes down. As of right now, we did not death cross. We could extend, showing me that we could go back to the upside, back to this 43 to potentially 45,000, and then we double top and come back down to the 38,000. Something similar to this, right? We go up, we come down, you find support at the 50 line on the RSI, right? The 50 lines always support, right? You come back down, you come back up. This one, we came back down to the 38,000, we could come back up and then come back down to the 39. The only reason why I say that is, and I'll explain now, you want to start seeing if this plays out, right? If we start breaking down, if we go below the 50. So what I'm looking at is not the daily chart. Daily chart, once again, we're below the zero line, showing me we're not going to be breaking 47 to 50,000 anytime soon. We're still in section A on the RSI, right? You can see the trend was doing this. We went from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, lower high, right? here to here, lower high, here to here, lower low. We need to see, is this a trend change? And we're going to make a higher low, because technically this is the most important line right now that you got to watch on the daily chart, because that's the most recent high, right? The 62 to the 66. If we come back up and stop anywhere below this, technically the trend is lower highs, lower lows. So it still needs to prove itself. It still needs to come up, come back down, and form that higher low here as well. Right, so as of right now, nothing changes until we break the 6150 on the daily RSI. So because I understand that importance, I'm going to set an alert at like 60, 67. Because I want to know, is it going to break it or is it making a lower high? If it makes a lower high, then we understand that this could be just another lower high here. Right, this one went from 47 to 50. Down to 38, we only went to 43, right? When you make a lower high, that usually means you're making a lower low, right? Is this a bull flag that's just going to continue to the downside? Technically, you could speculate that as well. That would take us once again down to here. We don't break down until the weekly MACD death crosses, right? So what I'm going to be doing is lining up the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day. As of right now, I posted in the Discord, links in the description. The 2-day looks good. 2-day looks like it's about to golden cross above the 0 line, and the RSI bounced below the 50, but now it's back in section A with room to grow. So it looks like we could continue back to the upside. And it could look something like this, right? We stay below, but below the orange line. So as of right now, this is for the short term. I'm looking at the 4-hour. 4 hours shows the waves going from the 30 to the 70, and I want to see if we start seeing any type of hidden bearish divergence, meaning the waves are going up, right? These waves are going higher and higher. I want to see if we do this and start coming to the downside. I want to see on the RSI, right? Here's the waves. We did this to here, from this to here, from this to here. There's not much room when you're at the 70. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually it could come back down to here. Here's the 50 line. Right here is this right here. Your most recent resistance will now be support, and that's your 50 line at the 42.6 to technically the 42.8. Right away, the first thing I see, this looks like a Bart Simpson head. Bart Simpson heads, like they go up, they stay flat, and eventually they come down. So once again, we need to see, are we going to come down, have a little healthy consolidation, and then go back up to this level? What we need to see is price action staying flat or making a higher high on the wave, while the indicators are making a lower high in the wave, showing you that a local top is coming. That's the video. It hasn't happened yet. So as of right now, we still remain bullish to have a small healthy consolidation back to these prices here. Like I said, this liquidation level of technically 43,000 to around 42.5. Form that higher low, and then we need to see, are we going to do something like this? So it's chess, right? Small consolidation down, do we make the same high? Small consolidation down, do we make a lower high? Small consolidation down, do we make a higher high? Until this happens, I don't know what's going to happen. So I need to prepare, set alert to the 42.9, set an alert to the 43.6, and let the chart play out, baby. As of right now, we still remain bullish because the waves remain bullish and you're getting bullish divergence. So with that being said, my next take profit level is going to be, I'll go back to the daily. If you did accumulate down here at the 39,000 at the bottom of the falling wedge, all right, if you accumulated any part here, you are up technically 10% without any leverage. So I would use these levels right here, cuzzy. Right here, I like my price targets to hit, so I'm not going to use the wicks. I'm going to use just the meat and potatoes. I want to see the one that has the most price points. So 44,368 to the top of the wicks, 44,470. Go back to this. Curious to see what this play would look like. So this is how I would figure out the play, right? I want to see if it drops down. If it drops down and we start seeing wicks like this and we're above the 50, I would be putting in a long here. Not financial advice. My stop loss is going to be below the most recent lows here. Keep it tight. And you're looking at a 3.39 R&R. excuse me, to a 4.96. Once again, if you're using 10-20% leverage, you're turning a 2 to 3% play into a 20 to 30% play. That's the video, folks. Once again, once this play plays out, like I don't like buying when you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves already, right? The move was to buy here, take profit here. I don't pinch pennies. I don't chase green candles. As of right now, this move, I mean, it could play out. Is it something that I'm happy to do? Absolutely not. I do know people that day trade on like the macro levels, micro, excuse me, on like the minute, 3 minute. So that type of play is a home run for them. But technically, me, I'm letting it play out. I'm a swing trader at this point in my life. I want this to play out, and I would be putting in the short here, playing it down to this level here, and then we're doing something like that, back down to the 11 and 21 day. That's it, folks. Love you. Appreciate the support. Any comments, questions, concerns about the technical analysis, please leave it in the comment section. It helps the channel grow. If you appreciate everything I'm trying to do here, like the video. If you know anyone that's continuously losing money, investing, and treating it like it's gambling at a casino, show them any one of my videos of me calling something and then the price action hits. Besides that, Discord link's in the description. It's free. Trying to get this channel to a point where I could actually monetize it and get back to where I was, baby. Love you guys. Enjoy the day.